Hello, Alkalites, and welcome to a super special Halloween bonus video. So, the plan this month was just upload Inktober videos, one each weekend this December. Wow, I meant October. Clearly, I'm already getting in a Christmas mood. Each weekend this October. However, a little bit earlier in September, I did end up drawing this spooky sort of witch girl, which I feel like wouldn't fit very well on my channel after Halloween. So this week, you are getting a extra special bonus video. So basically, what I like to do a lot of the time when I feel like drawing, but I don't really want to draw anything in particular, is I will go and I will generate a color palette, and I will use that as inspiration for a color palette challenge. Now, I mostly follow the rules of color palette challenges. I don't typically step very far outside of the color palette when I'm illustrating. I did for this. Occasionally I'll grab something just a little bit lighter or a little bit darker, but usually it's 5 colors, and I use them to create an illustration. So I will show you that little palette as soon as I start coloring here, but at the moment I really just wanted to have this sort of curled up pose where she's stirring it in her lap, which was a challenge to really get this like crunched up pose right. I also wanted to make her a little bit chubby. I thought she'd be super cute if she's had some little thick thighs and stuff, and I definitely made her very gothy. She's got bat wings on both her dress and her little shoes, which I think are so cute. I desperately want a pair. But hey, I've got nowhere to go. I live at home. So yeah, I wanted to do this bright potion because the color palette I generated had this really bright orange in it, which I thought would look really nice, reflecting some light into the potion. I also wanted to give her some sort of interesting head. Originally I was thinking like maybe a pumpkin on her head, and that way I could use that orange color, but I decided I wanted to use the orange as the potion as well as how to inform the lighting. Like I wanted the lighting to be that orange color. So instead, I decided to put this like half skull mask on her, covering her eyes, which I think turned out okay. It's kind of cute. I also drew this live on my Twitch stream, so if you would like to watch me stream sometime, I am Afterplague on Twitch. I typically stream Thursday through Sunday starting at 3 p.m. I'd really love to have some people in the chat. I'm fully willing to do requests during stream, so if you show up, you might get your request drawn for free. So I am currently doing the line art here. I really wanted to emphasize different line weight. And I did do a black line art. Often I will choose the darkest color and do line art with that. But because I had a couple different blacks in the color palette and the dress and the pot were overlapping, I was like, I need to save those blacks to create contrast with the overlap there. So I did pull out the darkest black to create this line art. I think something is slightly wrong about the position of her head and her neck. I'm not 100% sure what it is. I did try and fix it, but yeah, I think the pose is not 100% correct. I thought adding these adorable little space buns for her would look super cute. I looked up a whole bunch of different goth-esque hairstyles. I saw a lot of these like blunt straight across chopped bangs, so I gave her those, and I thought the space buns would be very cute and it would give her a little bit more of a silhouette, so I added those in. The hardest part was definitely the hands, but I think those hands turned out pretty cute, so I am not mad at that at all. I do draw a lot of skulls and skeletons. I'm never sure how much I want to push the expression with drawing those, because I didn't want her to look angry, but I feel like skulls just in general kind of look angry. I don't know. That's always a struggle for me when I'm drawing skulls, is whether or not I want to alter the shape of the skull so much that I can give them an expression. I decided to give her fishnet tights. I think they turned out cute enough. They sort of tell you what you need to know what they are, you know. It's not the most detailed tights, but you know what they're supposed to be. So there's the color palette I am using on screen. Originally I had a purple in the color palette in place of that yellow. However, I decided that it would be really cool to have this like candy corn-esque palette where it was white, yellow, orange, and then add the 2 blacks for the pot and her dress. I think her hair is also the same color as the cauldron, I suppose, is the word I should use other than pot. I thought it was really interesting to have her have this extremely pale white skin. It is the color that the color palette generated, but it also kind of makes her look a little bit undead and spooky. I wanted her, skull mask to have the like glowing eyes inside of it to really make them look more alive, to make her look more like she's looking down at her potion, that kind of thing. I also added some coloring to the tips of her hair. Originally that's just sort of supposed to be the lighting coming off of it. I do add in some more lighting effects with a soft brush. I also thought it would be really cute to make her tights orange. I think that it made it stand out against her skin really nicely. And in order to really make it look like the light was coming off the potion, I added in this dark overlay layer and then erased the area where most of the lighting would be shining off the potion. I did this cell-shaded layer with a blue because most of the colors I had picked were warm-toned except for her skin, so I thought shading with a cool tone would make her look even more dead and witchy, and I really tried to light her face and the mask from underneath where it would be lit by the potion. I don't really have a ton else to say about this illustration. It was pretty simple. I added in this like orange color with, I believe it was like a hard light layer, just really leaning into some of these lighting effects. I wish I could have made them a little bit stronger, but I think they turned out pretty well. You can see that there's also like a secondary yellow color on top of everything, adding even more lighting effects. So yeah, just a fun, extra little Halloween bonus content video. I hope you enjoyed it. I do these color palette things all the time, so you're probably going to see a lot more of these coming up in the future. It's just a really easy thing for me to go back to really get some inspiration and to practice like picking really nice color palettes. Yeah, just adding on some final lighting effects to really make that potion color pop, and then a slight shadow behind her. And then I didn't really like the color of that like background tone, so I shifted it to be a little bit purple. But thank you again so much for watching, and follow me on all my social medias. I'm After Plague on Instagram and Twitch, and After_Plague on Twitter. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope that you are surviving this post-plague world.